In the jungle, there's these wild beasts, and he's sitting in this safari car. 20 lions only facing him. They went for the energy. Even the lions noticed.
Right.
And he said, "What did you see?" But people said, "I saw masks. I saw faces with hats or things on the head." And another person said, "I saw colorful faces, painted faces." And he said, they were the ancestral souls of Africa coming to pay respect to us.
Wow.
They were so happy. It surprises me that he has time for every single person in the world. Loud and clear, the man who is changing the world is coming to Buenos Aires. I completely forget the session, the content, or whatever I've said. Amazing. 5,000 policemen I've taught in Argentina, 200 or 300 in Mexico. That teaches me that it is not me. It was like something happened and like some wind came, I reproduced some words and gone.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Jai Gurudev, welcome to the Art of Living podcast. In today's episode, we have a very special guest with us, Beatriz, a senior war correspondent turned Art of Living teacher. After a successful career in global journalism, her search for something deeper led her to Gurudev. And in the last 25 years, she has brought breathwork and meditation to thousands of people across the globe, from presidents to prisoners. A woman of intellect, adventure, and deep devotion. A very warm welcome to you, Beatriz. And I want to take you to that time before you met Gurudev. What was going on in your life at that time, and how did this journey start?
I lived a very happy, successful, and filled with stress life, going from continent to continent and going from war to war, or from president of a country to another president, interviewing. And my husband, who was a very clever man, he was doing his third career in Oriental studies, so anything that came from the Orient, he took me like the donkey, pulled me. I thought meditation is for those people who smoke marijuana, have nothing to do. Stupid me, you know, ignorance takes people to judge like that. So I went to accompany him. So Gurudev came to Argentina 26 years ago. I became a teacher 25 years, a year later. And the photo looked okay in the newspapers, and the theater was a respectable theater. We went. When he came in, I thought, oh, this guy, he looks weird, long hair, long beard, white gown, and everything didn't match the, you know, spectrum from President Bush at the time. So he said, "Oh, are you happy?" I said, "What? Are you happy? Did we pay for this, you know, to answer, are you happy?" And then he closed his eyes. I said, "Oh, this is disgusting. He's going to relax and we've paid for his time." Like this, I stayed half an hour. Intellect going. I had expected he would talk about infinite and time and divinity and things like that. Nothing like that. Then he said, "Let's meditate." I thought, "Oh, God, how boring." That was the minute that turned on the button. Oh. I flew. My mind went into a white space like an operating theater. Clean, white, perfect. I hung in there for half an hour, 20 minutes, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes. But I told you, I came out thinking, wow, I must investigate. They said, "Do you want to meet the master?" I said, "What? No, what for? Let's go and have a drink." Imagine, I repented for 20 years that I missed the opportunity of going to meet him. We left. Going out, there was one lady, Seva, and she said, "Do you want to take the stress management program?" Oh, I said, "I take two." And she said, "Oh, one is enough." So I said to my husband, "Do you want to come?" And he said, No, you're the stressed one. I don't need. You go." And she said, "There is discount if both of you go." So he went for the discount, I went for the stress. And this was the beginning of the career of 25 years. I ended the program saying, had I taken this 20 years ago, it would have changed my life. And the son of another journalist had committed suicide because of bullying. And I thought, my goodness, we have to bring this to the schools. This boy could have been rescued. And like this, I started. This was the beginning. I had no clue about him, no clue about the art of living. The only thing that changed, that was the first meditation and the Sudarshan Kriya. I thought, there is nothing. I had experienced many beautiful things. Nothing like Sudarshan Kriya.
Wow. So that technique and that moment of meditation, it turned your life around, so to speak.
Completely.
So was there any cynicism at all in the beginning? Anything, any skepticism about Gurudev, about the path, about meditation?
Yeah, like I said, I thought, oh, this guy's weird.
Right.
I mean, I was skeptical because I didn't want another religion. I was born and raised, and I am a Catholic. I don't go to church every day, but I will die a Catholic. And then I realized that Gurudev is not converting anybody into another religion. He says, if you're a Christian, follow the steps of Jesus. If you are a Jew, read the Torah. If you're a Muslim, pray to Allah. And like this, he allows everybody to go. The only thing that I learned from him is something which is belongs to humanity.
Right.
A stress-free life. That's all.
The great unifier.
Yes.
And then what happened next? Did you immediately want to become an art of living teacher, or how did that journey lead you towards teaching the same breath work and meditation that you had benefited from?
He invited me.
Okay.
We had wanted to go. We were toasting for his birthday at my place. I opened up my place immediately so people would come to satsang. And then to me, satsang was just gathering, doing breath work, and then I served champagne because it was his birthday. And the teacher would be, oh my God. And we were toasting, and then I sat on the steps of my living room saying, why does he make things so difficult? And then I listened intellectually to my inner voice. What? What is he ruling my life? Nothing. Why am I saying, why is he making life so difficult? So I told my husband, why don't we go and meet him? We flew to Germany. And in the flight, I wrote 20 questions about the infinite and time and the planets and, you know, everything that of the unknown, about the unknown, death, life after death. And we went and people told us, when he gets up, immediately you get up. Because if you stay back a little bit, there'll be 200 people behind him, you never get to him. So half an hour before he got up, we were already at the door waiting. And we looked so draggy, so mundane, so tired from the flight. And then he said, oh, are you new? I thought, how does he know? Of course, because he knew we were so draggy. And I said, yes, we have a few questions. And we were told you don't have time. He said, who said? I don't have time. I will see you tonight. And my intellect would say, no, my heart. Wow, he will meet us tonight, jumping, happy, happy. In my intellect, why? Why jumping? Why so happy?
So happy? Huh?
I have met the royals, I have met the politicians, I've met the Nobel Peace Prizes. Why? My heart was saying, wonderful. So we were there at the door an hour before, and he received us. I sat, and I would look at his eyes thinking, this guy's going to hypnotize us. Because I would see people going in fervor, in devotion, in happiness. And so he comes in and talks. He says, oh, you had a few questions. Crying, no, already he was already, completely handling my life. So I'm crying, and he says, tissues here, you want a tissue? He says, oh, yes, why is the lion eating the deer? This, I've written 20 intellectual questions. I'm asking him, why is the... I had wanted to express why is there violence? Why is the lion eating the deer? And he looks out of the window. There is the Shiva mountain in Germany by the ashram. And then he looks back to me. He says, he only eats one. So I relax. And then my intellect, well, one is enough. Why is he killing them? Like this, I started. And then he says, where do you live now? And this now resounded in every cell of my body.
Wow.
If there is a now, there has been a before. Otherwise, he would have said, where do you live?
Yeah.
He says, where do you live now? So I shook from inside, trembled.
Yeah.
And then I said, Argentina. And then he said, very, very nice. I went back. And since then, you know, took me 2 or 3 months. He invited me to come to India, become a teacher. I had to do TTC 1 and TTC 2. And thousands of people, street gangs, police, the military, many presidents. Many economy ministers from Mexico down to Argentina. And I will never stop until they take me.
Well, you're truly an inspiration to all Art of Living teachers. So, you know, many, many years back, 25 years back, when you first came to the ashram, it looked very different from what it does today. It was a small, little tiny establishment far away from the city, and coming from Argentina. How was that shift for you? How was that first experience for you in India and in the ashram?
I had been to India before,
Okay.
because I've been in the search all my life. When I was 17, I left my home. I was already finished out high school, and I said to my parents, I'm gone. I was looking for him. Of course, I didn't know. So I went to England, I went to Germany, learned German, learned English, learned French. I went to the UK, the US. I went everywhere. I could not find him. Then I started doing all these wild things like climbing the Everest and crossing the Antarctic and all of these things that I'm looking for the reason of life. I was looking for my master. I had no clue. I crossed the Arabic desert. I lived in Siberia. I did all kinds of incredible things, nothing. And then I traveled throughout India by myself, going all over from Calcutta all the way to Madurai at the south, and then Mumbai and in the center. Ended up in the Sai Baba ashram, because they said, oh, there is an ashram. I said, what is this? They said, oh, you go meditate. What is this? I went in one day, I had darshan. I said, this is not for me, because it wasn't meant for me. I left. So when I was invited by Gurudev to come to India, I was already an experienced traveler. India didn't mean anything to me. TTC, it was amazing, because he lived 10 meters away in the kutir. So every session finished, I ran to the kutir, and there was no guard, no door, no chain, no elephant, no nothing. So I would sit there looking at him, and he'd say, go to class, go to class. He'd send me to class. He would come very often to class. I lived in a small apartment. There was no roads, no nothing. Could jump over the stones in the morning, because I had to come early, like 5 in the morning. And how, you know, sand, it was a sand floor with some covers, but it was sandy. And how that, you know, TTC changed people, and how the ashram moved on every year that I come. It's amazing how it changes. But my TTC was a wonderful experience. I wanted to come back for TTC 2 to India, and he said, no, this time you go to Canada. So he sent me to Canada to take TTC 2 like 2 months later. Yeah, because it was VTP didn't exist. And then I reproduced all of that in Latin America, my experiences. We had the first TV program on Open TV for 10 years in Argentina. We had the first radio program in Open Radio station for another 10 years. We had the first newspaper called Prensa Prana, Prana Press, a tabloid, black and white, that we handed out, but we had advertisers and everything. You know why? Because we could not reproduce his photos and everything in every interview, because it was too much devotion. I said, let's have our own newspaper. And with that, we can print anything. So we had this maybe printed out every month, 2,000 or 3,000 newspapers. Yeah.
Lovely. The way Art of Living has grown in South America, you are one of the first teachers in that entire continent. How was that in the beginning? Were there challenges? Of course there were challenges. Could you share some of the stories from that time, or any instruction Gurudev gave you that you thought shifted things in your country or in your life?
I rarely put attention to challenges. I'm a horse jumper, so I jump over the challenge easily.
Wow.
Because my mind can change things, and the devas are there helping. I never hid my master. I never hid my devotion. There are people in Europe, because I'm born and raised in Europe, there are people in the US, people in other continents who are embarrassed to declare devotion to a being, because we've been taught that, you know, gurus is something strange and they're brainwashing you, this.
Yeah.
I never felt that. So when he first came to Argentina and I was in charge 25 years ago, I drew a poster 17 meters high, and his photo, that photo which is all over, the man who's changing the world.
Wow.
And we put that on the main square of Buenos Aires. We put 26 meters of a banner along the highway, 26 meters long banner, the man who's changing the world in Buenos Aires. And then we printed 50,000 posters, and we, small group of sevas, my teeth became sharp from cutting the cello tape, you know, the scotch tape, cutting. And we pasted morning and evening the whole town.
Loud and clear.
Loud and clear, the man who's changing the world is coming to Buenos Aires. The theaters were full. I remember 12,000 people in the Part 2 course.
Wow.
In a Catholic foreign country, no Indian community, not
Unheard
even
of.
the ambassador.
Yeah.
We had 3,000 people in the Part 1, parallelly in another hall. We had 1,700 people in the Sahasramadhi that Banu Didi taught with a few assistants, and 700, I think, youth program.
Wow.
All under the same roof. Evenings would all come to satsangs with him. I tell you, it was heavenly.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that in 2012, you know, you had the biggest satsang outside of India, 150,000 people coming to it. It's unheard of.
Yeah.
You were a part of that whole effort towards getting that event going. Would you like to share with us any stories that unheard of? I mean, how that happened?
Well, we counted on the media. We counted on the TV and cinemas. We advertise, you know, when you go to see a film in the cinema, at the end either is Coca-Cola or something advertising. So we put also our meditation program there. We had in the metro, in the trains. Banners saying that meditation day, blah, blah, blah. We did, not podcasts, we didn't have podcasts at the time, but we went to many TV programs, and the newspapers displayed 1 page, 2 pages. So we counted on the media for the newcomers. And then every single individual was so happy that Gurudev was coming. And by then, maybe 200,000 people had taken the program in Argentina. The first time he came, we were 10 teachers. And he said, how many teachers? I have some old recordings. We said we were 10. And now we are 800.
Wow.
So we've grown fast, and in the beginning I had turned my place into an urban ashram. So we lived together, 18 of us, and that is all the seniors from Latin America today. I opened up my house, and then 5 years, and we would do Guru Puja on Mondays, and then go to have hot chocolate and coffee, and so we combined mundane life with spiritual life.
The ethereal and the material.
Ethereal and the material together. We never made it something like, you know, very dry and like that, with humor, with love. We had the first VTPs in the world. We started the VTPs before we had TTC.
Wow.
Yeah. Before TTC1 and TTC2, we had in Argentina, they would come to my place at 5 in the morning before the sunrise. And so we would do the first yoga rounds in the darkness, just with the candlelight. And then I would say that now open your eyes, and we would have gratitude to the sun and start our pranayamas. It was beautiful. We would read Ashtavakra and all of that, and then go for coffee.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I've also heard stories that, there were people who came to that event, the 1.5 lakh people event,
Yeah.
who had never heard of Gurudev before.
Right.
But they said that they just saw him in a dream. Is that true?
They saw him in dreams, and then he calls people, I think, in dreams, and he connects. He has said, main part of my work is in dreams, during dreams. So many people were gathered by him. But I say the devas, so
Wow.
he's his assistant.
So you spent so many years with Gurudev. Is there still something about him that surprises you?
It surprises me that he has time for every single person in the world. He has time for everybody, whether it is this beggar who is saying Gurudev, Gurudev, whether it is the Prime Minister, whether it is one policeman, or it is Beatriz coming from Argentina. He dedicates this 1.5 minutes in such fullness that everyone is contented and happy. Where is he getting the energy from? Where is he getting the time from? That everyone that comes around or wishes to be with him is satisfied. So that surprises me, and surprises me that he's a peaceful man, that peace is his nature, and that amongst the turmoil that we live in, he continues to be. I remember I was in Canada with him when the towers in New York were bombarded, and he canceled the whole tour as though, nothing is happening. Oh, there is an issue there like this. We were, the towers, so many thousands have died. Oh, Gurudev, Gurudev. He said, let's cancel the tour. And then said, we go back to the ashram. He said, no, we'll wait here. And so we waited at the airport, maybe half an hour, maybe 1 hour. All the flights to the US were canceled. All the flights from Canada, because they had just bombarded the Pentagon in Washington.
Right.
And we were waiting. Nobody asked why. We were waiting there, and then half an hour, 1 hour later, a hostess come. She didn't say Shri Ravi Shankar. She gave the long name that I cannot pronounce.
Yeah.
And she said, yes, it's me. Only one flight left for Washington, D.C. Not New York, that was closed.
Correct.
Only one flight, his flight. So he went, he said, let's cancel the tour and go help in Canada, in the US.
Wow.
And he went to the US to help the people who were in distress.
That's amazing. And you've traveled to so many continents with him as well. You've had a whole tour in Africa. Any interesting stories from that time that you'd like to share with us?
In Africa, after South Africa, we went to Kenya, and we were maybe 20 of us. Rishiji, our past Rishiji, was there as a teacher. He had been sent 3 or 4 months to teach in Kenya. And he organized a beautiful meeting, and we were there, and then only 2 cars or 3 cars were able to follow him. We invited him to the jungle.
Okay.
And these open safari cars. And our 2 cars were stuck in the mud at least 5 times. I was bathing mud from pushing the car, pushing. His car went sliding like this.
Wow.
Amazing, because his car didn't get stuck. We reached the lions. In the jungle, this is wild beasts. And we, had to close the windows because it's dangerous. And he's sitting in this safari car, and all the lions go to him. Like cats, cats go to the hood of the car because they like the warmth. And we imagine what a photo, seeing, there was no phones with photographs then,
Right.
seeing all the cats, maybe 20 lions, only facing him. And we were there watching. They went for the energy. They went, even the lions noticed.
Right.
It was fantastic. So we left, got stuck in the mud again, and that night I got to cook a disaster for him. And then he said, let's meditate, but I'm going to take you to the observation tower. And this is like a tree built of wood, and then a platform about this big. And the 20 of us went for meditation. And this is where you watch the hippos, you know what a hippopotamus? You watch them coming out. They spend the day in the water and they pushing and birthing, and they come out. And nobody watched the hippos. Everybody's watching Gurudev, and without a word, he didn't say a word, now close your eyes, nothing. All of us went into meditation in silence. And I don't know if it was half an hour, 20 minutes, or 2 hours. We were gone. And then he took us out, and he said, "What did you see?" I had seen nothing. But people said, "I saw masks." And another person said, "I saw colorful faces, painted faces." Others said, I saw faces with hats or things on the head." And he said, they were the ancestral souls of Africa coming to pay respect to us.
Wow.
They were so happy. Oh my God, what is this ancestral souls of Africa? Only he knows. But he took us to this silence to be able to spend time with them. African souls that came for the silence of meditation.
So beautiful.
So beautiful.
Were you also in some way involved in the peace negotiation that Gurudev did with the FARC rebels and the Colombian government? It is so historic. There's a movie now being made on it in India. Any memories to share from those few days?
Well, we went, there were 5 of us only, Panu Didi and him and 3 of us. And we went to this hotel, a very old-fashioned, respectful hotel in Havana, Cuba. And the FARC came the first day, all looking very suspecting, and they had bodyguards, and they would not sit, they had to sit facing the windows and facing the doors in case there is an ambush. They never sat against, like you sitting, the door is there. Right. No, they would sit like this, watching windows and doors, and very serious. And at the end of the journey, that one first day, Catatumbo, which was the number 2, there's Commander Marquez, number 1, Catatumbo, number 2, and they have had 200,000 deaths to their account. Many people had died because of the guerrilla. They wanted to change society. Gurudev said they didn't mean, they meant well, but the means were not respectful. In the end, Catatumbo said, "Sir, can I touch your hand?" And Gurudev said, "Yes, of course." And he said, "When I was a boy, saints were made of stone, and I have the feeling I'm in front of a living saint." I thought, oh my goodness, he's already worse than I. So cooked in one journey. There was 2 and 3 or 4 days. At the end of the 4 days, all these men who came, and women who came looking like this, they were like babies like you and I, and taking a selfie, running and doing, "Please say, now me," and going to bow in front of him and to touch him. And then they called for this press conference, and we called every single newspaper from France, from Germany, from the US, they were all invited, and they announced, and this is recorded, it's not invented, they announced, "We are going to sign. Thank you, Shri Shri Ravi Shankar, for your help. We're going to sign the peace agreement." And thanks to that meeting, there had been people from Vatican, people from Red Cross, people from the UN, journalists that went to mediate. There had been presidents of countries going, nothing. The war continued to go. Gurudev went for a few days. Whether you like it or not, it is a fact.
Yes.
He went once, and that's
changed.
it. And Colombia got the Peace Prize, Nobel Peace Prize, thanks to that. Of course, they gave it to the president because it was the president of Colombia.
Right.
But it was the mediation of Gurudev that got Colombia to peace.
It's fantastic, and being a part of this movement and right at the heart of it, that too, these 25 years, is there still something that that you feel that it jumps at you unexpectedly, something which surprises you about the path, about your own journey as a sadhak?
Surprise, everything is a surprise every day. But I have come to realize things by themselves which I didn't realize before, about existence and life after death and continuity and time and the global existence. Life is not linear, it is round, and every day I feel something new. It's not something that I can express with the intellect, but it is something related to evolution, which I feel, and I have developed compassion. I would say, look at that stupid guy, that woman, forget it, and judge. And today I said, poor guy, having been born in those shoes, look at us here sitting, and poor girl, So I have developed compassion. There are very many subtle things that happen in the path when you continue, and I never drop my practice, morning and evening, and my long kriya once a week. At my place, I have 9 long kriyas in the presence, and 4 online. So that's 9 and 4 is how many?
36?
Per week.
Oh, wow.
No. 9 and 4, 10, 11, 12, 13 per day. Per week, excuse me. 13 per day multiplied by 4.
Wow.
13 by 4. Long kriyas, 1 or 2 bhajans, and knowledge.
Wow.
And it's like people have to know that there is availability and people do come. And then, like in the past, those who come at 7 in the morning, we have long kriya, sing 1 bhajan, and then go for breakfast.
So you've interviewed global leaders like Nelson Mandela, George Bush, Princess Diana, and several other heads of states and presidents. How did meeting Gurudev differ from those experiences?
Meeting Gurudev is with the heart, and interviewing politicians or royals is with the intellect. Princess Diana was very honest and very normal. She was very beautiful and elegant, as the photographers or the journalists expressed that she was. She walked, talked naturally. The Queen Mother, she was very stiff and bored, another journalist, another question like that. But she told me, I want my children to be of help to society. I would like them to do seva in Africa. Imagine that she said that. And she was a spiritual. Madonna, the singer, she was also very spiritual. This tigress on the stage, it's all,
a facade.
A facade. She's a very spiritual. She came with slippers and a ponytail and no makeup to the interview, very natural. And she said, and now she is in a spiritual path. So meeting Gurudev is related. He walks the talk. And politicians, they all, blame the others, blame the previous ones, and talk about exactly the same, whether it is George Bush or a president of Spain, it doesn't matter. And Gurudev, he is talking directly to the hearts of people, and he can connect with people without the language. That is an amazing thing. I've been in prison in Mexico with him, and there were maybe 200 or 300 prisoners that I had taught before. And this one man in the center, he is crying. He said, oh, Mike, I don't know who you are. I don't know, but my heart is so bursting in love. This prisoner who maybe had killed people, had raped women, I don't know. But he came in touch with Gurudev, and he was a baby crying in love. That is the difference between any personality or Gurudev.
His presence brings the change.
Yeah.
You've taught programs in prisons, you've taught global, leaders. how do the same principles of art of living apply equally well to all this diverse demographic?
I talk the language of everyone. Like, you know, from my curriculum, I've learned 7 languages. If I go to the Chinese, I have to talk Chinese. I cannot talk Spanish or English with the Chinese.
Right.
If I go to the prisons, I have to talk prisoners' language.
Right.
And if I go to politicians, I talk politician. You cannot have the same talk for everybody.
Right.
And you have to change your clothes and change your shoes. And that means also your mind.
Right.
So if I go to women in the countryside or the neighborhood, I said, oh, it feels very bad when your husband comes home very drunk and he's violent and everything, right? Oh, because it's the language that the things
Relating
they deal
with
with.
them, yeah.
If I go with the Queen of England, I would go, ah, what a beautiful cup of tea. Which tea would you like? You know, I don't talk about playing golf with the prisoners.
Right.
I talk about playing golf with the politicians. And with the prisoners, you talk about living the present moment happy to be able to make a better future when you leave and make out of the present a better life, because now life is like this. So what is it we can do to make this? I have had prisoners call me, my teacher, no, you're my lawyer. I said, no, I'm not a lawyer, I'm a journalist. He says, no, I feel free now.
Wow.
And I still have 15 years to go, but I feel free, so you are better than my lawyer.
Wow. Within bounds, but still free.
Yeah.
So beautiful.
Then one day I was going to teach, I had 400 or 500 people for the course, renting a hall. I was late driving the car, I wanted to go across the railway and it was closed. So I thought, oh, I have to go around, pull my car to the left, and there were 15 buses going to the bus station. It was the final bus station. I thought, oh, here, I pull my hand out, asking for, please let me go. And this driver comes, slams the brake, opens the door, and he screams from upstairs, Beatriz, don't you wait for me for the part 2. The driver, he puts the handbrake, gets out of the bus, and comes to hug me. And he leaves the bus. I said, you go back to the bus, you can't leave the bus. And everybody's thinking he's going to beat her, because how can they imagine he's coming to hug me? And then I said to my friend, take a selfie. And she was so nervous. He says, I'll take it. He took the photo, and then he put it on my Instagram. The bus driver, your boyfriend, the bus driver from bus number 15.
So wonderful.
So whether it is a bus driver, 5,000 policemen I've taught in Argentina, 200 or 300 in Mexico, so many elsewhere. Policemen, I find them and said, oh, you are the teacher from the Soham. They remember later, they don't remember my name because it's 500 at a time like this. Everybody has a heart, whether it is a beggar or a millionaire, whether it is a lady or a staunch macho. Everybody has a heart. And Gurudev talks through me or through you to their hearts. I tell them, when I teach TTC, this is a love relationship. This is not a learning of anything. Learn how to put the blanket on them when they are lying down, because they feel like, mom has covered me. And many people have said, big businessmen, I come to the program just for Beatriz to put the blanket on me, because it feels so soft. And this is a conversation, a heart to heart and friend to friend. I don't go teaching, I just go, oh, have you heard? I found out. And so, you know, that heart to heart is what is making, you know, the relationship between students. And that's how we have grown in Latin America. You know, now we're 1,500 teachers and over 2 million people, and not Indians, because of course Indian community is easy because it is in the culture. It is beautiful to see that the heart language, Indian, Muslims,
borders.
Exactly.
Would you like to share with us anything Gurudev has told you, any instruction that he gave you that you thought it took you aback or it shifted something in you immediately? although perhaps every instruction might be in that category, but something that pops up.
When he made us scanners, how can I've been a blessing teacher 15 years maybe, how can I have nothing in my hands, nothing in my body, nothing in my energy.
Yeah.
I have become a channel of his energy, and that he allows us to sit in a program and transmit his energy, that he allows us to become his fingers. It is such a miracle.
Absolutely.
But only people who can know him and know the path can understand. If I tell this to my brothers and sisters, they'll say, yes, yes, yes. Take another coffee, my dear. You're still dreaming.
That's it.
And to make the long story short of the many miracles, I did share with him over Christmas. I was with him in Germany and told him that my sister had an accident. She fell on the street. She's 75 and she had a brain hemorrhage and she was in coma 4. Coma 4 is completely not being able even to breathe. So he said, he blessed, and the following day she got up. She didn't speak, but she could walk. And that was a miracle, from death to.
Wow.
And day before yesterday, during the darshan, I pulled a photo of my sister and said, this is the sister who had the accident. And from looking like this, she's looking not like you and I, but that day
Alive.
after the blessing, life is back to her,
Wow.
you know.
Yeah.
If I tell them, my brothers and sisters who are in Madrid, that the blessing is doing this, they cannot understand. So I live in amazement. I live in surrender. What is there more?
Absolutely. So there is this incident that we have heard of where in your presence also you were witness to this, that Gurudev with his blessing healed many health conditions and even a tumor in somebody. Do you remember that?
Yes, there was this young Mexican woman. Her mother was my friend and she became a teacher, and it was thanks to the mother, not to the girl. She came crying when I reached Mexico. Beatriz, my daughter. The doctor said that nothing to do. This sarcoma is so strong. Don't even take her to the Mayo Clinic in the US because nothing to do. I said, look, doctors do not have the last word. The manufacturer has the last word. So let's hope and let's do something. So next trip in Boone is next month. We'll all go to Boone and see Gurudev. So she was by then already bald, the 19-year-old maybe, bald because of the chemio. And Gurudev, she said, I have cancer. And then later on, I have cancer. Don't say that, he said to her, scold us. And following week, we went to Canada after him. And I found another doctor there who is a teacher in Argentina. It's an oncologist. And he said, Beatriz, what this girl has is very, very dangerous. So nothing to do with her own doctor. It was a friend. So anyway, she went back to Mexico and had 3 or 4 months. And then she had to go for checkup. And then they said, oh, we made a mistake in the treatment, because there is no trace, either tumor nor the
lymph nodes.
The lymph node, nothing. So we made a mistake. Imagine 6 months of chemo and all the analysis and everything.
And the second opinion of another doctor.
The second, the other doctor only read the papers. That's what she had, and she had nothing. Absolutely no trace of cancer. Her own doctor could not believe it because he knew he hadn't made a mistake.
Right.
He's today a teacher.
Wow.
Because he said, I have to find out what happened to this girl, because I knew the tumor was very large and everything they got, the lymphatic system was completely
inflamed.
She has long hair like you today, and she's 23 or 25, very happy. And it was the faith of the mother The mother said, we'll do something with her, took the daughter and went to Canada.
Absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah. And I believe it is our faith in His grace, our faith in the possibilities that can change anything. Anything. I mean, I've seen the boys here in intuition breaking the cups.
Yeah. Just
If
their
they
minds.
can, yeah. So if they can break the cup, Gurudev can take the tumor from you, from me, and even my idiocity that he can take away.
You yourself are a Kalgyani, or a scanner, as it is called in your country. Any interesting experiences from those sessions that you may have done for people?
Interesting is that most of them cry after that, at the very end of the 10, 15 minutes. Most, not everyone, but I would say 95% of people end up crying. And many say, I have seen Gurudev in your eyes, even online.
Wow.
Even online. And then another interesting part is that some lady asked me for a scanning 15 days ago, and she said, when we had the last scanning 7 months ago, I said, I completely forget the session, the content, or whatever I've said. Amazing.
It's beautiful.
Because it's not me. That teaches me that it is not me. It was like something happened and like some wind came, I reproduced some words and gone.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Like a vessel for that.
Yeah.
Amazing. So, you've been an advanced meditator, a teacher, a trainer of teachers. What, in your experience, would be the right advice for someone who's just starting off on the path?
Never drop your sadhana. Do your sadhana come what may. And open up your mind and just allow miracles to happen, because miracles happen all the time. So whenever there is an issue, like I said, there is no challenge, jump over the challenge, because you can do anything. Gurudev has said that a human body can make electricity for one whole town, because we are so powerhouse. So how can you not overcome these little things that we have as problems and issues? When I finish my, I don't teach 3-day courses at all. I teach 4, 5 or 6, and now I'm back to 6 days. And all these VIPs, they come to the 6-day course. Oh, they have no time. That's our mind.
Yeah.
So they come for the 6-day course. They don't want to go. I have to take out the broom and broom them out of the house because they want to stay for longer.
Right.
And I tell them that they can start helping and doing seva immediately. They can come to the prison if they want for the prison program. We have a program called Art of Living Helping Hands, that we feed the people, the street people, like Mother Teresa. And we give them meditation, yoga, and bring the guitars and sing with the, street people. So they can come, they start helping from the beginning. And from the beginning, we teach them how to help and do pranayamas and be part. Make them feel part of the family. Make them, you are your friends. I close the program saying, from now on, I'm no longer your teacher. From now on, I am your friend.
Wow.
I also sit in these little chairs, not in this television seat.
Yeah.
I sit also there. I go to the pizza, I go to the coffee shop, and I want you to count on me 24 hours, over 24 hours. You can call me at 3 in the night. I will pick up the phone and you can say, I'm crying, come, I'll hug you. It's a heart-to-heart, mother-to-child, husband-to-wife relationship. And this is how people connect very fast. Anybody, because we all have the same heart. We come from the same factory.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing your lovely experiences and your stories with us. It's an intimate conversation, and yet so many of us will hear and be inspired by this. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for inviting me. I feel honored and very happy. Jai Gurudev.
Jai Gurudev.